Okay, let's dive right in. Today, we're exploring a really fascinating arts curriculum from India called Kriti, and it's designed to do more than just teach art. It's really about completely reshaping how we think about creativity itself.
Think back to any art class you've ever taken. Chances are the focus was all on one thing, getting the technique just right. But what if that was never really the point at all?
Well, that's the core idea behind Kriti. It suggests that before you can even begin to create art, you have to truly perceive the world around you. It's all about reawakening your senses and rediscovering a kind of sensitivity that, let's be honest, most of us lose as we get older. And this philosophy, it's right there from the very beginning. The curriculum's preface says that art isn't just about making stuff. It's a process that refines our inner world, our ability to see beauty, and even our moral compass, our vivek, or conscience. It's a deeply human-first approach. So where does a journey like this even begin? Well, it starts with the most fundamental thing of all, the principle of truly observing the world. It's about learning to look at everything as if it's the very first time. To do this, students are taken on a guided nature walk, but this is not your average stroll. They're given prompts, little questions that make them engage all of their senses. They're told to look up, really look at the sky, to look down and see the texture of the soil, to touch the bark of a tree, and to just stop and listen. The whole idea is to turn the mundane, the everyday, into a deep well of inspiration. All right, so once you've relearned how to see, the next logical step is to create. And the curriculum's approach here is just so cool. It's all about making art with the most basic, fundamental materials you can possibly find. And when I say basic, I mean it. Forget store-bought paints. Students actually learn to make their own colors from scratch. They go out and gather things like soil, spices like turmeric, flowers and leaves. They grind them down, mix them with a natural binder, and just like that, they have paint. It's this simple, ancient process that connects them directly to the very source of color. Here's another amazing hands-on activity: creating a personal seal. Each student designs a symbol that means something to them, something that represents them, and then they carve it into clay, or get this, even a potato. This is so much more than a craft project, though. It connects them to this long, rich history of seals and traditional block printing techniques like a jrock. They are literally learning to make their own mark on the world.
Okay, so we've gone from seeing to making. Now we're going to shift from the tangible to the intangible. The curriculum introduces these really powerful frameworks from Indian arts for understanding and actually articulating emotion.
First up, there's the concept of rag in music. Now, a rag is so much more than just a musical scale. The word itself actually means to color, and that is the perfect description of its purpose: to color the listener's mind with a very specific feeling or mood.
And that brings us to Rus. See, if the rag is the tool the artist uses, then Rus is the goal. It's the aesthetic flavor, the emotional essence that the audience actually experiences. It's that feeling you're left with after you watch a play or hear a piece of music. It's the takeaway.
Now, the incredible thing is that this isn't vague at all. Indian artistic tradition actually codifies these feelings into what's called the navras, or the 9 essences of emotion. This table just shows a few. You've got everything from Shringara, the feeling of love, all the way to Vira, the essence of heroism. It's basically a grammar for emotion in art. Building on that whole idea of shared emotion, the curriculum then kind of zooms out. It broadens the focus from just individual expression to the collective art forms that have united and defined communities all across India for centuries. And the diversity is just mind-blowing. I mean, you have the powerful, rhythmic Vanshipotu boat songs from Kerala that literally power the snakeboat races. Then you have the joyful, celebratory Garba from Gujarat. And then these beautifully poignant folk songs about nature from places like Manipur and Assam. Each one isn't just a song, it's the unique voice of a community. And beyond music, for a long time, there was this huge phenomenon called company theater. These were professional acting troupes, often made up of entire families, that would travel all over India putting on plays. From the Parsi theaters that started in Mumbai in the 1850s to the legendary Gubi Company in Karnataka, they were the main source of entertainment for decades. But, as you can see, their golden age started to fade with the arrival of a new kind of magic: the movies. So all of this journey of seeing and creating and feeling, it all brings us to the curriculum's final, most powerful conclusion. It leads us to ask the ultimate question: what is art actually for? And the answer it gives is crystal clear. Art isn't just for making pretty things or for entertainment. It has a deeper purpose. It's a tool, a powerful vehicle for bringing people together, for inspiring them to act, and for holding a mirror up to society. And here is a perfect example of that social reflection in practice. The curriculum points to a traditional lyric that asks, "Why is Radha fair-skinned and why am I dark-skinned?" Now, instead of just accepting that as a piece of culture, students are prompted to ask a much deeper question. How can we, as artists, use our art to challenge these kinds of ingrained biases about skin color?
And finally, for inspiration, this powerful quote from Swami Vivekananda is highlighted right there in the curriculum. It directly connects the act of creating with the power of motivation, with the drive to achieve a goal. Suddenly, art becomes a call to action.
So we end right back where we started, but hopefully with a totally new perspective. The entire philosophy here is that art teaches us how to see the world. So the only real question left, the one I want to leave you with, is this: what will you look at differently now?